I don't need the screen, just switch off the screen. Peter, I'm saying I don't need the screen, seeing the screen there. Professor, so I will get to know you. Just tell me the title of your PhD thesis. What was the title of your PhD?
I don't think it's relevant to my affidavit.
It is very relevant, Professor. I'm done asking the question. You're not a lawyer. Please, ask my question. What is the title of your PhD? Because you're called professor, so I need to know why you're called a professor.
My PhD was on amino acid fermentation in the rumen.
Just repeat again the title of the
amino acids, fermentation of amino acids in the rumen.
So what area of study? This biology?
It's rumen microbiology.
Okay. That's easy. It's not hard there, Professor. Last week, you had a press conference. You said you were hiding. Where were you hiding, and from when to when? During the elections period. You told the country you were hiding. I don't know from who.
There has been a lot of insecurity at the Tally Center. As you recall, a number of our staff were abducted at the Tally Center. Many of them are frightened, and there has been a lot of scaring amongst the staff, including ourselves, who were hurt at the Tally Center. And because after announcing the results, we did not know what would happen to any of us, then we decided we were going to go into a safe place as we observed the happening.
My understanding, Prof, was that you were hiding before the results were announced. Are you now saying that you were hiding after the results were announced?
No, we never hid before the results were announced.
Okay.
It was after the results were announced.
Okay, fine. Just give us the layout of Bomas, the various activities being done at Bomas. Where were they? I mean, the tallying center, verification, where the commissioner's holding room, the CEO's office. Just a brief layout of the structure.
When you enter into Bomas, on your left, the huge building that you see there is where the CEO sits of Bomas, and that's where I think the board of Bomas also has a boardroom there, which is the CEO's boardroom. And since we were using Bomas, our CEO was also given an office in that particular building. At the bottom that's on the top floor, but at the bottom of that building is where we had our call center. We had a team of people that were receiving information and making communication with our field staff across the country. So it was our call center. After that, as you move into Bomas, then there is another big building. That is where the verification process was happening. And in that building, the setup was such that on the floor of the building, that's where we had the verification desks, which was being manned by our staff and in the presence of all agents of all presidential candidates. And on the dais, we had different segmentations. We had a section for media. We had a section reserved for our staff, particularly the returning officers. As they come, there was a section reserved for them. We had a section for the presidential candidates and their teams. And we had a section where diplomats and observers could sit.
And the returning center, where was it?
It's in the Bomas.
Where? What side? How far from there? From the plenary hall of Bomas?
The Tally Center is at the floor of that building.
were in the same place, in the open place? Where was the actual tallying being done? You understand what tallying is?
I told you the tallying was done on the floor of that building where the auditorium of that building, in an open environment.
The tallying?
Yes.
So there was no room where the tallying, there was no other secure room for doing the tallying?
No.
The technical team of IEBC, or was it, doing the tallying?
All the tallying that was happening on the floor of that building.
Professor, you know you're under oath. Fine. Give us, on 15th of August, the meeting at 3 a.m. when you say 3 people came to see you, 3 a.m. In your affidavit, you are mentioning, of course, the 4 commissioners. Is your memory correct? Are you sure Commissioner Nyang'aya was present that day at 3 a.m. in the morning?
As far as I recall, all commissioners were there.
No, I'm asking you. Was Commissioner Nyang'aya present? Because all this things, one day we'll know the truth. I'm just asking you. Do you, from your own recollection, do you remember Commissioner Nyang'aya sitting at 3 a.m. with you in that place?
All I can recall is all commissioners were present.
I'm asking you a specific question, Nyang'aya, because at the right time, we'll know where he was, we'll have call logs and everything else where he was. So I'm asking again, do you remember Commissioner Nyang'aya sitting with you at 3 a.m. in the morning? I'm asking Commissioner Nyang'aya, not all commissioners. Was Commissioner Nyang'aya with you at 3 a.m. in the morning? Is it a yes or no, Professor?
And I'm saying, as far as I am recalling, I think he was there.
Okay. That's good. So, are you able to recollect the words that each commissioner said at 3 a.m. after this visit by the visitors?
No, I cannot recollect all of them, other than what I've stated in my affidavit.
Are you sure Commissioner Irene Masit spoke at 3 a.m.? Did you hear what she said? Did she speak?
As far as I recall, what I have heard is what is in my affidavit.
You haven't said anything there, but I'm saying, you're just saying the common position of the 4 commissioners, but I'm asking you specifically. Did you hear Commissioner Irene Masit speaking at 3 a.m.?
The 4 commissioners, one of them was Commissioner Irene.
Did you hear Commissioner? You know, let's not be evasive, Professor. You know, we're here to speak the truth, and one day we'll know the truth. And I'm asking you, did Commissioner Irene Masit speak at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yes.
Okay. Did you take minutes, Professor?
No, we didn't take minutes.
Why didn't you take minutes? These are crucial. You've told us all along those are crucial, big constitutional obligation, assignment, and you didn't have the energy, temerity to do minutes? Or you were too busy to do minutes?
At 3 a.m. in the morning, which secretariat was there to take minutes?
But you can do minutes, or is manual job?
There were no minutes taken.
When those visitors left at 3 a.m. in the morning, were there 5 visitors from the other side of the political divide waiting to come in at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Not that I recall.
Okay, one day we'll know the names, we'll know who they are. Because it seems you're talking about against one side of the political divide in your entire affidavit. It's a love letter to one side of the political divide. What the next when so at this time 3 a.m. in the morning, you said correctly the results had not been finalized.
Not yet.
So logically, why would they discuss the things which are not there? Why would you discuss results which you don't know? I want to understand the logic. You don't know the results. How can you say you want to discuss results you don't know?
The results were up in the portal, and anyone had access to that portal, and anybody could have done their own tally. So I have no idea whether that is what they did, and they knew something that we didn't know.
You know, Professor, you've acted consistently and with so much, I don't want to use a word, about the law. So surely, were the results out at 3 a.m.? Did we have the results at 3 a.m.?
I said we didn't have results at that time.
Yes. When you met the security team in the afternoon, did you have the results at that time when the security team came in?
We did not have results at the time we were meeting.
So what results are you moderating? So, you know, also, we know we must be logical in our thinking, Professor. And thank God you're a professor. And I believe you understand those logical thinking and cognitive reasoning. So you can't tell us people are discussing results to moderate when there are no results. I just need to understand what results are being moderated when there are no results.
Okay, let me explain.
Yeah.
When the colleagues from NSAC were there, we did not have results. And what I said was, as they were leaving, the CEO walked in with the results. And the moderation happened after the results were received by us.
So, Professor, so what was the message that Kennedy Kiara wanted to take back to whoever sent it, if you don't have the results? So what message will be sent back?
You can only ask him, I don't know.
But it's your affidavit, because you told it so
the
badly.
The message he wanted to take back is compliance with their request.
You want to say they want to sabotage the process, they want to subvert, but I'm asking a logical question. What do you subvert when you don't know? Something you don't know.
Remember, they have come to tell us if you announce so and so. So it means they anticipated something.
In paragraph 32 of your affidavit, you're saying Mr. Marjan walked in the boardroom with their final results. Mr. Marjan walked the boardroom with the final results and added a copy of the results to each commissioner. Is that your position?
Yeah.
You've told us there was only one copy of the 400 pages. So which copy did he hand of the results did he hand over to each commissioner?
There is a summary which is part of the 400 pages which gives the breakdown by county.
Aren't you the summary of the results? Either it's in the affidavit of Chebukati or the affidavit of Wanderi. Wanderi's affidavit. No, Wanderi. So, Chair, just on the affidavit of Mr. Wanderi. This is volume 2, page 157. Mr. Clark, just give this to Professor. But give him this. Give him this. That's a 3-page document you call the results. You remember that document, which Marjan brought to the boardroom, the commissioner's room. Is that the copy?
Yeah, this is the results by county.
Yeah, this 3-page.
Yeah.
That's the one that he gave to every commissioner.
Yeah.
So again, Professor, did Marjan give every commissioner the 3-page or the 400-page document?
No, 3-page. Not
3-page.
I said there was only one copy.
Yeah.
Of
But
the 400 page.
in your affidavit, you're saying at paragraph 32. You're saying Mr. Marjan walked in the boardroom with final results and added a copy each to each commissioner. So which copy did he hand the commissioner?
This result, which is a summary of the 400 page. And it gives the final result.
Just read again. Just read for the public, page 32. I mean paragraph 32 of your affidavit. Just read aloud. It's not long one. Read aloud paragraph 32.
After NSAC team had left, the Commission Secretary, CEO, Mr. Hussein Marjan, walked into the boardroom with the final results and handed over a copy of the results to each commissioner.
These are the results you are talking about?
This is the results that he had distributed to all the commissioners, yes. But there was one hard copy for the entire 400 pages.
Professor, in your affidavit, you're saying he handed results, a copy of the results to each commissioner. And I want us to be clear again for the record. This is a 3-page document that was handed to every commissioner.
Yes, the final result I implied was the final tally. And this page gives the final tally for each candidate.
So this is a report that each commissioner was given, yes. And this is a report that the 3-page that the chairman wanted now the commissioners to join in announcing the results.
Yeah.
The 3-page. They've just been given, what time was it again? Was it 4:20? You remember the time they were given this page?
I think the ANSAC people, we had discussions up to around 3. I think it should have been approaching 4. I can't remember the exact time.
It was about 4. Yeah. My information was it was 4:20.
Around there about.
Okay. So at 4, when was the results, final results announced to the country?
But there was commotion and I can't remember. It must have been 6-ish or 5-ish.
So let's say within 2 hours of the final results being given to each commissioner. Results were given to the commissioner about 4:20. Results were announced to the public at about 5, 6.
Around 5-ish, 5 something. I can't remember exactly time.
Timeline of about 2 hours from the time they are given this final
Well,
results.
it can be 2 hours, I think.
Even 3 hours. Even if
no,
it's
not even 3 hours. It should be less than that. Yeah.
Less?
Could be less than that because we spent a little time with the agents.
So it's about 1 hour?
And then we went to the podium and that was a fracas.
Okay.
So we had to retreat back into the holding room and then we came out later.
These are the results, the 3-page that Marjan gave to each commissioner. Yes. That you wanted, that the chairman wanted it to be the basis for announcing the results. I
told you the chairman had a copy of the complete result.
One copy.
And the announcement would have been done by county.
So there is one copy, 400, 500 pages.
400 plus.
About 500 pages. The chairman wants the commissioners who've been given 3-page document to join him in announcing the results immediately. In fact, he told them they walked the podium to announce the results. They've just been given 3-page by Mr. Marjan. You've told us you were not able to make copies because it is voluminous. It is 500 pages. But you want the commissioners to read 500 pages document and escort the chairman to announce the results of the country.
The document that we were given was a summary of the 400-page document. And therefore, since we were part and parcel of the process of generation of the 400-page document, it was on that basis that we had to look at the summary of the 400-page document, which would have been the basis for the announcement. Yes.
You know, my issue is logical. I mean, the human possibility. You've been given a 500-page document at 4:20 or at 4 o'clock by Marjan, who just walked in. And the chairman wants you to join them in going to the podium to announce. Is it possible to do, basically to get a document and walk the podium, you're not being given even like 1 day, 4 hours to read the document? Is it possible to do it? I don't know. How long does it take to go through a 500-page document?
My understanding is that the 500-page document was a document that we were part of in creating or during the verification process of the 6 days. And so it's not a document that is coming from nowhere. And so getting the summary by constituency is sufficient for us to make an announcement of the final result. In any case, the final results would have been announced on the basis of the county results which were contained in the 3-page document.
You read Section 39 of the Elections Act, the various stages of announcing the presidential results. the polling station 34A.
Yeah.
Constituency 34B. And then national tally 34C. Just give him the Elections Act. I want him to. So again, for the record, we see the sequence, which is because you've told us for the last 1 hour, when being cross-examined, being examined by my friend Peter, about fidelity to the law. So let's be faithful to the law. Let's read section 39 of the Elections Act. Just let's read 39(1)(c). It's again short, very short, but it's mandatory. Let the country know the sequence of announcing presidential results. And you tell us whether you are faithful to it.
To read C?
Yeah, C.
For purposes of presidential election, the Commission shall electronically transmit in a prescribed form the tabulated results of an election for the president from a polling station to the constituency tally center and to the national tally center. Tally and verify the results received at the national tally center, and C, publish the polling station result forms on an online public portal maintained by the Commission.
You haven't jumped the word prescribed in every paragraph. There's no prescribed format in every of the sections you've read.
I've read what you gave me.
Just give me. So, again in the sequence, there is the prescribed form in the polling station, prescribed form in the constituency tallying center, and the prescribed form in the national tallying center. And then it says, you publish online the results. These are the last results of the national tallying center. And then now the chairman announces the results. The last result is from 34C. Until now, Professor, have you ever published from 34C in entirety in the public portal?
To the best of my knowledge,
as of now,
the result was in public portal.
I'm saying until now, as we're speaking now, Professor. If we now log in onto IEBC portal now, Libya, are we going to get Form 34C in entirety, as the prescribed form set on the Elections Act?
I cannot speak for the Commission now, but as far as I am aware, the result was uploaded into the portal.
You know, I'm asking a simple answer. The Act says Form 34C in the prescribed format must be published online before the results are announced by the chairman. When were the results published as in the prescribed format on the public portal?
The results were actually published from the portal, because when the verification was happening, it was automatically updating the portal. And the final result from C is part of what was available to the public via the portal.
In the Elections Act, Professor, there is a format which is given, Form 34C. Just 1 minute. Because here we're talking about fidelity to the law, so we must take time. Form 34C, Mr. Chairman, is a prescribed form pursuant to Regulations 87, subregulation 3, subregulation B. So 87 3B. And it sets out the format of the Form 34C, which was published in the portal. And it's very prescriptive. It's very clear on what you give the names. Just let him read the column, what is the information supposed to be in Form 34C. The columns of 34C, which is mandatory format.
It's the polling station code, polling station name, registered voters, and then candidates. That's what you have given me here.
So has that ever been published until now on the portal, in that format?
The results that were published in the portal.
In that format?
And now the format you are showing me is Form 34B.
No, C.
The one that...
Oh, the next page, then you read the wrong one. C. C. What are the contents of 34C again?
Yeah, C gives the county code, county name, constituency code, constituency name, polling station code, polling station name, and then the candidate. Then total valid votes and rejected ballots.
And that...
Then there is sub-county totals, county subtotals.
So if you are faithful to Form 34C, that form should be about 500 pages. 400, 500 pages from that.
Thereabouts, yeah.
Yes. And it says again in the law that you must publish before the results are declared. Was it published before Mr. Chebukati announced the results on 15th of August? Was it published and the format is prescribed?
The results, as I mentioned to you, were published out of our portal, which means when the verification was happening on the floor, it was automatically updating in the system. And so what was published is what was in the portal. You know,
Professor, you've told this tribunal, and you're being led by Peter, that my client violated the law. So, and you actually supported it. And I want to know from you, what results did you want my client to support when you not publish the results until today? In the prescribed format, Form 34C, in a public portal?
As far as I am concerned, the results that were announced was the results that was in the portal.
As I say again, you've told us we must be faithful to the law. You were the team leader of the tallying center. From your own knowledge as the team leader, did you publish the results in the format 34C in entirety, 500 pages?
The results were published in the portal, and the results was being printed from the portal.
When the committees were formed in June 2021, you've told us, do you remember the members of your committee, elections committee?
Which elections committee?
The committees were formed in June, you told us, which were made you made a member of the committee, of the elections committee, but there were other committees by the chairman. He formed other committees.
No, that was not June. It was after the new commissioners joined us.
Not June, September. Sorry.
Yeah.
September.
Yeah.
You correctly said Irene chaired the legal committee. You were the chair of elections committee, elections operations.
Operations.
Do you remember the members of the other committee?
My committee?
Yes, elections committee, as of September 2021.
Yeah, we had Irene and Nyangai.
Yeah, so you were three of you.
Each committee had about three committees.
Yeah, and then I'm a member from the secretariat.
Yeah, of course.
So it was you, Irene, and Nyangaya. This June, September, when you were appointed to the elections committee. So I want to understand, when the elections was actually done in August, how come the chairman reconstituted committee, removed the other two commissioners, and made the team leader, and made Marjan CEO alternate team leader?
That you can ask the chair. But from my understanding is that the tasks that were being overseen by the commissioners were wide and varied. And it is for that reason, and some of the tasks were not directly related to the committee that you are involved in. And so because of the nature of the tasks, the chair had redistributed the commissioners in performing or oversighting various tasks, and yet the actual work was being done by the secretariat staff, because under each commissioner there were commission staff that were performing the actual duties. The
Constitution, what does it say about the role of the commissioners in presidential elections? What is the role of the commissioners?
Mainly to provide oversight.
No. It is to verify and tally presidential results. You know, you've been telling us about the law, Professor, so we must be faithful to the law. What does the Constitution say about presidential results? I mean, elections. You just need to be reminded the role of your commissioner. Sorry, Chairman, we have to take time on the commissioner because it was very sanctimonious on the fidelity of the law, so we must tell him what the law says. Just give him again. Let him read section 138, 3C, the role of the commissioners. Just read loud.
138, 3C, is it?
Yeah.
In the presidential election, after counting the votes in the polling stations, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission shall tally and verify the count and declare the result. But this is now the commission, the IEBC Commission.
You'll pick it from there.
Okay, sir.
Yes. So that...
How about not forget?
No. We are all here to remind you.
Okay.
So we'll take 15 minutes break and then resume. Thank you.
Thank you.